Welcome back to Mike's Man Cave and welcome back to another video. Today we will be having a look at a very common problem with the T5 shifters. Now this is a T5 5-speed gearbox out of an EL Falcon, but these transmissions were fitted to many cars. I believe they were fitted to various Holdens and Fords over the years. And this is the standard shifter that came on the EL Falcon. So let's have a look at what the problem is, and then we will show you how it can be fixed quite easily and quite cheaply. This can actually be done while the transmission is in the car, so you can actually do this without taking the transmission out. You just have to take out your center console surround, or maybe the whole console depending on the car, and then this can be done without taking the transmission out of the car. But obviously it is a lot more easy to do it while it is out of the car. So let's see what the problem is. Can you see that? That's just flopping around. And it would be doing this while you're driving along. Okay, so if you wanted to get into first gear, that's first, there's second. Okay, this is not a positive shift between gears. Have a look at that. Now the problem is there's a bush inside the transmission where the gear selector shaft is, and that bush normally wears out or even falls apart and breaks completely. And it is actually a plastic bush that's in there. Now to access the bush inside the transmission, you just need to take out 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these shouldn't be excessively tight. Actually, there's the first one. Second one. And the last one. Now that you've taken the 4 bolts out, the shifter, well, should just come off very easily. There you go. This is what it looks like on the inside. And there's a little shifter ball there. And that's how it changes gears. So let's put this aside. That's looking into the top of the shifter housing right there, and this is where the plastic bush is supposed to be. And it's not actually there, it's actually gone. There is no plastic bush. And if we have a closer look, there it is there. Okay, this is what happens to these plastic bushes. So it has ended up in the bottom of the shifter housing. There you go. There's your problem. So how do we fix this? We replace this. And we will replace it with this, the bronze version of the same thing. Now you buy these for anywhere from $15 to $20 on eBay delivered. I'm not sure if auto parts stores carry these. I would just get on eBay and find the closest seller to where you are that will ship to your area and order one like I did. I think I paid $15 for this. Here it is out of the bag. So what I'll do, I'll clean that up a little bit, and I will clean this up a little bit, and then we fit the bush in there and see how it all goes. And there's more bits of the bush. Here you can see what's left of the original bush, and it's not much. We have cleaned out the shifter well, and it is ready for the new bush to be installed. You might have to use a soft-faced hammer to get the bush into its final position, and this is what it looks like once the job is complete. All that's left now is to reinstall the original shifter. I would recommend the coating of ATV sealant around the sealing surface before reinstalling this, but at this stage we're only just putting this back on to test it out, and it will be coming off again, so I'm not going to bother doing that now. And I would also put a dab of grease on the shifter ball that goes inside the bush. Again, I'm not going to bother now because all this is going to come back off as I've got to do more work on this gearbox before it goes back in the car. But let's just put this back on so I can finish off this video and you guys can see the result of upgrading the bush. We have reinstalled the original Ford shifter with the new bush. So let's have a look at that. No flopping around. So let's try some shifts. That is very positive. Push it across the gate to first and forward. While it's in gear, absolutely no wobble. Bit of pressure, second. From second gear, push it straight forward, it'll spring back across the gate. It's not a real strong spring. Push it forward, you're on third. Pull it straight back, you're on fourth. So this is like 100% better than what it was. So now you're going to first, second, neutral, 3, 4, back to neutral, across to 5, and now you're in 5. And have a look at that, no wobble at all. It was actually the gearbox that's wobbling. So the shifter is solid now. As you're probably well aware, these cars are 20 to 30 years old now, and these gearboxes have been in the car for 20, 25, 30 years. So people think their gearbox is going, but it's not. It's only that little bush. Chances are your gearbox is perfectly fine. Spend $15 to order that bush, undo 4 bolts, clean it all out, put it back on, and like I said, you can do this in the car. It is a little bit more awkward, but it can easily be done without taking the gearbox out of your car. Worst case scenario, you're going to have to disassemble your center console and take it out the car. That's worst case scenario. And in some cars, I believe, back off the rear gearbox mount underneath so the gearbox can drop down just a few centimeters. That will allow access to the front 2 bolts there. So if you've taken your console out and you're at a stage where you're trying to get the shift out and you can't do it, you'll have to get under the car, undo the gearbox cross member mount, keep the jack under there, undo it, and then lower the gearbox down so you can get your fingers in there to undo the last 2 bolts. So there's a handy little trick for you. This is probably one of the cheapest and best things you can do for your T5 transmission. Anyway, if you've got any questions about anything you saw today, leave your question down below and I'll try and answer it to the best of my ability. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, it's helped you out or you found it useful, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to smash the subscribe button for more videos from Mike's Man Cave. There's plenty more EL, EF, Falcon stuff coming up. And a lot of this stuff will also apply to AUs, BAs, BFs, etc, etc. Thanks for watching and bye for now.